Hello, y'all. What up, Aaron? Thank you for the raid, Sabine. Appreciate you. Welcome, raiders, strangers. Yeah, fancy see you, Daldman. So we are currently working on getting our client, our API client built out, and we are using a combination of Gleam HTTP and Gleam HTTPC, which I think is an Erlang client for making REST requests. So we're kind of just building this out right now. Hey, Dylan, you here? So specifically what I'm working on is implementing a get function on our client module. So we can just be like, client dot get, and we'll get a client as the first argument, and then like some sort of like, I don't know, user's request, right? We do something like this. And that's like the intent where we're going with this right now. I said that in the Bill Nye theme voice. I'm gonna need you to record that so I can use that as a sound on my stream. So we're going to a 2 HTTP request, and then we are going to issue our request. So we should be able to say HTTPC called send. That just works. And what does the return type get as inferred as? We get a result where we get a responsive string with a dynamic error. So maybe we make like a type error up here. Something like maybe here. Like type error, pub type error, I guess. Maybe API error. And then we can have like a variant or a constructor called request error, potentially. Thank you, Ninja. Super appreciate you. There we go. Now music should be a little bit better. All right, so we've got now a response coming back. So what does our response look like? So one of the places where Gleam needs a little bit of work yet, which it's improved already since I tried it like a month or two ago, is the LSP. Just needs a little bit of love. And in their 1.0 release blog post, like basically they said LSP work is like first thing up on deck. So let's see here. What does a response look like? It's probably part of Gleam HTTP. You. Yeah. Okay, so what does a response look like? We have a status, headers, and a body. Okay. Sick boy, sick boy. Where's my error at right now? All right, we can get rid of that. Yeah, I'd kind of like to get involved and help with the LSP too, just as like a way to get involved and also like play with Rust a little bit. So now I'm confused. Well, I guess I could say if we do a response, I don't know, let's call this int. Can I do that? No. Right, we have to import that. And this will be type response. Okay, so it takes a result. So I think we'll also need like an encoder, which the standard library has this dynamic module for encoding and decoding. Oh, is there not an encoder? That's all right, we can make an encoder. So I think this is the, yeah, this is the module I have. So we want like a, oh, we have a decode, that's nice. I just changed this to string for now to make this happy. This should be fine. There we go. Okay. That's fine. So we're going to have to figure out this whole encoding and decoding of JSON now. I put this off last night, but we have arrived at the point that we now need it. So our request type is saying that we have a body, but the body, maybe this should be an option. Oh wait, we should go see what an actual request looks like again. So body is mandatory, so I guess that's I guess we could do here. This would be option dot let's see. There's probably a function we can use in the option module to get like a default to like nil. Thank you for the follow, Tech Phone News. And I probably missed a bunch of other follows. I appreciate all of y'all. More than you know. All right, so we want maybe or? No. Probably unwrap, right? Unwrap is probably give me a default. Yeah, look at that. So we'll do option dot unwrap We'll take that, and then the default will be nil. Although this probably won't let us do that. Yeah. Okay. We can do that for now, and that gets us close. So let's make another module and like call this like JSON maybe. And we'll come in here and we'll say we want to maybe we don't need a JSON module. Now, let's just say we go up here and we'll just export stuff. Import Gleam slash JSON, and we'll get the type out. And then we'll re-export that. We'll say pub type equals JSON. A type cycle. Look at that. Being able to alias that up there like that, that's pretty nifty. So we'll say that const decode will equal json.decode. And that'll be a pub const. And then we'll also say pub function. I have to go check something real quick, chat. I'll be right back. And we're back. I'm gonna have to answer the door here in a hot second. The dogs are gonna go crazy, so everyone just prepare for that. But otherwise, we need to write a encode function, and our encode function is gonna take some. We'll just call this record, and this will be in. Can we just say like a generic A? Can we make this generic? Probably not, right? I probably have to type this. Let's just see what happens here. And let's just say this is going to return nil to start. And we'll drop in and we'll say nil. So what's this say? All right, that actually works. Cool. So I can use a generic like that. And then we'll say decode. So this will be from, I don't know, from object. And this will be using encoder, which will be a function that takes our A and it goes to a result of JSON probably, and then we'll have a encode error. So we'll come up here and we'll say we have an error. Let's say pub type error, and we'll have do. There it was. There it was. All right, we're back. We're letting one of our friends borrow our vacuum. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the barking, y'all. I know that's probably pretty loud. Okay. So we don't need to equal here. And in here we'll say we have a, let's bring in the decode error. So we'll say decode error. I guess that's a type. And then we'll say decode error. And then we can also have our encode error. And I guess maybe we don't want to do that. Pub type encode error. And this will be encode error, and we'll just say make that of string for now, because I think that's what a decode error is at under the covers. I was streaming with Ryan last night, Kyle. Yeah, I know Bad Cop's famous now. They've made it big on boot dev. They're gonna take over. So let's just now say encode error. Womp womp. And this is going to return, this will return a result of JSON or our encode error. Yeah, there we go. Bad cop, tell Lane to let me do a Gleam and OTP course on boot.dev. Okay, so this seems like what we want. Does the dynamic lib have encoding stuff? So this is all decoding, but we have a way to encode. Right? Doesn't this let us? Okay, yeah, these all go to JSON. Great. So maybe we just like re-export everything from this. Or maybe we don't even need this. Yeah, let's... This doesn't make a ton of sense to actually make now that I think about it. So where are we at in here? This is going to end up taking a encoder function. Unless we enforce that the body is always a string, it's not the worst. Yeah, I actually think we should do that. So let's get rid of that. This will be a string. There we go. That looks good. Now let's jump over to, yeah, user. And here we want to say to JSON. So let's say pub function, and we'll say encode or we'll just say to JSON. Screw it. To JSON. This will take a user, which is a user, and we'll get back. We got to go up and import Gleam /JSON, and we want to get the type out. We'll get JSON, and this will return JSON. And in here, we will say so we'll say, let's see here, JSON.object, and this is going to take an array where we have tuples, where it'll be like ID, and then we would be like user.id, right? Oh, we need to do, this would be string, JSON.string. Nice. Okay, so this is gonna work out pretty nice. And then we'll do login, same deal, JSON. And that'll be login. And this will be, I don't know what type is going to be yet. We'll just alias this as a string for now. And we'll do the same thing for broadcaster type, because I haven't actually written the types out for those yet based on the docs. So let's just post this. This will be broadcaster type. Do that. Come down there. We'll do a little %s and description. Why did that not work? Why? What? Okay, there we go. That was weird. And then we'll do this will be profile image URL. And the last one over here is going to be, let's delete find there. Whoa. We actually want to pipe this into, we gotta go grab the URI. So we already have that. So it'll be URI.toString. And then this will go to JSON.string. Yeah, look at that. Does this language have an ownership principle like Rust because the borrow checker is sometimes exhausting? It does not. This uses a type system called Hindley-Milner, which is what OCaml, ReasonML, and languages like that use. So you don't have to worry about fighting you get like very similar syntax to Rust, just without the borrow checker, and this runs on the Erlang VM. Or you can compile it to JavaScript as well. So this will be offline, and we'll do the same thing here. So I suspect we're going to be doing that somewhat frequently. Does this have a thing for options? So maybe it is worth wrapping this library in the first place. I should have trusted my gut. So let's go back in here and make json.gleam. And we'll come in here and let's full screen this. Do a v-split, go back. Let's change up the music here. What do we want to listen to? Let's start with this and see where we get to. So let's say we're going to re-export our type like we did before. We'll say type JSON, public type JSON equals Gleam JSON. And that'll be a little and then we'll just say const string equals JSON.string, and this will be pub const, and pub const object equals JSON.object. Can I do, I wonder if I could do this. Probably not, right? I probably can't do like const JSON equals my JSON equals JSON. Is that like a valid thing I can do? No, didn't think so. Yeah, it's garbage collected. All right, I want to pull up the docs and we'll quit that side. And we want to copy basically everything here because we're going to wrap it. Pub const array equals JSON.array, and then bool I'm just going to knock this out and not talk chat so you can enjoy the music and the keyboard while we work on this. All right, I think we got everything. Array, bool, decode, decode bits, float, int, null, nullable object, preprocessed array, string to string. So now let's add URI, pub const, actually this will be pub function URI, and this will take a URI, which is going to be a URI. Why am I re-exporting things here? Because I'm going to wrap the library and add to it. import Gleam / URI type URI. And in here we'll say URI, and that will get piped into URI.toString, and that'll get piped into, how do I turn this into JSON? Is there like a, oh, just into string, right? Yeah, there we go. So now when we're over in user, rather than importing this, we'll import it from our own glitch / API like that. And that just works. And now, rather than doing this here, we can just do, can get rid of this block, and we can say json.uri like that. And we'll do the same thing here. json.uri. Now we can build a bunch of extra helper functions inside our little JSON library. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now we want to do view count. That'll be view count. And rather than this being a URI, this will be an int. Paste that down, Shift V, % on that, view count, and this will become email. And now we can go make a nice little helper in our JSON module where we're like, we want an option. So we'll say pub function URI, and this will be our opt. And we'll say this is going to be an option of some A. And it's going to return a JSON. And I don't know what nullable turns into. God, oh my God. From some option of inner type. Encode an optional value into JSON using null if it is the none variant. That is what we want. And we'll say using encoder, which will be some function A to JSON. Right? This makes sense to everybody, what we're doing here? We're basically saying we're going to go ahead and say case opt, and if it's none, or actually we can just proxy this through, right? We can say nullable. So we missed one. Nullable. And this will be nullable opt encoder. Oh, we have to import that, right? So import Gleam slash option, and we'll bring in our option type. Great, that looks good. Now we have a nice little option helper. And back over here, we can be like JSON.option, and we can pass JSON.string. Check that out. Isn't that nice, chat? All right, so that's basically encoding our JSON object. Good God.
We're done.
Did it work well?
But yeah, it did. I mean,
Hell yeah.
better than what we were using.
Using a detailing one. It's just like constantly just like scratching it off.
It was like this tiny. Like trying to get the front seat.
Well, I'm glad it worked well.
Yeah, thank you so
Anytime
much.
you guys need to borrow that or
That was
anything.
so helpful. Do you want me to put this
I got it. I
back
can
up?
pick it back up for you guys.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
We owe you a beer.
Deal.
Okay, cool.
I accept.
I love it. Hi guys. Hi. Thanks again, Dylan.
Yeah, no problem. And we're back. So now we need a of JSON. Pub function of JSON. You should also figure out how to write tests. I don't know what I want to listen to. This is my favorite song at the moment. So good. So good, chat. So when we decode our JSON, we will get that or a JSON.decode error, which we can just go ahead and import that. Then down here, you do that. You do this. Dude, it's so good, Pascal. I love this song. I don't even know where I found it, but it came up in one of my playlists recently. I was like, that's a bop. All right, now we have to figure out how to go in the opposite direction, right? So we have a decode function. So we're gonna have to look at the dynamic. This probably is an object, right? It's probably super similar. So how many fields do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shit. So what are we supposed to do in the case that so we don't have a big enough decode. I mean, we could write our own though, right? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it is a hassle, but I feel like the payoff's worth it. All right, I should probably just read the README here. So what do I do if I don't have a big enough decode function? Seems like I would have to write my own. You can do them manually in a row. You just won't get the aggregate errors. So would I just use field? So could I write something like so we want to return, I don't know what this is going to return. Decoder function dynamic. It's going to turn a result of we change it there and we do dynamic, and let's change this to decoder. We can drop down to where we were. This is going to return a decoder. So in here, we're just gonna like basically be like let underscore, this would be dynamic dot field and we would be like ID, and that gets a dynamic dot string. Ah, I see. Let's pick the type. What does this give us? That's the right type. So why doesn't that... Let me let this be inferred for now. While we figure this out. So what is our type right now? It's a function that returns a function to result string. So really would be like use. This would be ID. We're gonna unbox it. All right, now this should be a string. Oh yeah, here we go. So maybe we make some helpers to do this too. So it'll bail on the first error, which is not ideal. Why would that not be ideal? I mean, I guess you would want to see all the errors in the JSON, but I feel like plenty of JSON libraries do just bail on the initial error. The other thing we could do is just keep them all as results and then aggregate the errors on our own. Can you guys stop barking? Goodness. Yeah. I'm debating about whether I want to put this into our little JSON module. So like rather than doing something like this, or like what would this look like if... What's our decode errors look like? We have an expected, a found. Okay. I have an idea. So this is going to end up like looking like let ID equals dynamic dot field. So we would get here, and then we would say, and we could do like a list I want like the opposite. Incorrect arity. Oh, this should be filter map. This isn't going to work when we have like, if this would have been an int, right? Like this isn't going to work. Yeah. So we would have to do something like, man. Yeah, I'd say I'm just going to take the route right now where we get one error because this is annoying to implement. What up, Wusa? So let's go back to the idea where we just fail fast, and we'll take that approach, and we can change it later if we decide the UX of that's not great. So say US that, and we'll do result.try. That's not a capital R. Login. So let's actually go to our JSON module, and we'll be like we can be like pub function decode field, and that'll be a function that takes dynamic and it'll take a field decoder. And this will be decoder from using decoder, and this will be decoder will be a typical decoder function, right? We have a function for that. Yeah. Should be able to do that. And then down here, this will be a decoder of some A type. And that needs the dynamic type. And this will return a result of A or decode errors. Baxter, no. So I think we just will call decoder din. What does this return? Hmm. So we'll say let result equals that. And that will be case result which we can just do this. And in here it would be okay value. We would say just okay value, pass it through. And then here we would have error, and we're going to get decode errors. Doesn't dynamic have that? Oh, because I have to bring it in as a no, that is a type. Isn't list in the prelude? Shouldn't I just be able to like use list? I think you're right, Roasted. So that takes a list of dynamic decode errors. which is exactly what this should be, right? List of decode errors. Okay, that works. So why can't I just do this? Now I can? Is that not exactly what I just did? What? I don't understand. Don't get it. Is Ghosty faster than Westterm? I think so. Everyone saw that, right? Like, I feel like I just did the same thing. All right, there we go. So this is going to, is this the full type we want? And then we can build on top of that, and we can be like pub function decode string field. Which will be a function that takes, boom, and we're gonna return. Thank you for the follows, Elier Wind and Nisos. Appreciate y'all. So let's return a result of a string or a decode error. And then we'll call decode field. And we'll pass in din and dynamic dot, is it string? Oh, of course. Right? Obviously the expected type is a string decode error. But we want a I think your decode field is just a general decoder. It is, but it maps the error to, in fact, we could just do, The name of this song is Break, featuring J. Kim by Braden Ross. So it's a little bit of a special decoder, right? Because we're mapping that error. All right, we can just start there with that. And then we'll jump back over to our user. And in here, now we get this, rather than result.try, we can do JSON.decode string field din. That doesn't make sense. We screwed up something. This needs a field name. How did I do this before? Field name. There we go. That's what we wanted to do. Oh, this is bool, so that's kind of dumb, but that's okay. Nice. So back over here then, we're going to try to get, it goes the dynamic and then the field name, which will be ID. And this will be login. And this will be type. And this will be user login or user type. And then this will be, all right, now we're cooking. User type should be broadcast type, broadcaster type. Oh, Gleamel, my Gleamel. What's up, Ryan? Leo leaves for a few days, look what happens. When are we getting Team Alright Gleam Boss to pair with our Camel Boss? We'll work on it. I'm having a lot of fun with Gleam though. I really, really like this language so far. Like I just feel it's like not hard to be productive. Like sometimes I feel like it's hard to be productive in a camel, like quick. Baxter, if you don't stop barking, you're going up to your room. Meta wants him to play hard to get. Thank you for the follow, Etheryo. Welcome to the degeneracy. Incorrect arity. Oh, this needs to be wrapped in result. I try. Do we have URI brought in? Okay, we do. What does URI have on it? LSP still needs some love, but I can deal. I can deal. Nah, that's not what we wanted. We don't want to classify there. Let me catch up on chat. The people who use NeoVim, Linux, Nix, and OCaml starting to make sense now. Listen, I have no expectations from y'all in chat. Like the bar is so low, nothing would surprise me. There should be a function to turn something dynamic. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So we say, this is going to be annoying, but it's going to be fine because this is an internal function that we're just going to probably going to end up copying pasting this module to every Elixir code base because it's kind of nice. Found is going to take this string, and we're going to pipe that into dynamic.dynamic. Oh, that's kind of annoying that it returns a result. Unsaved coerce. Oh. It's like object.magic. Well, I guess this could just be string, right? This would just be string. Now that I think about it. And path will be, it's just be field name. All right, what are you upset about? Expected type function to string result URI list decoded error, found type string to result URI. Sure. Okay. I think Rawl might have posted it last night because I was looking at the packages today on Gleam.run and I saw Stratus. I haven't opened this yet. It's like brand new. Ah, look at that stranger. That's a name I don't recognize. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? Oh, dude, Raw Hat makes Mist? I didn't realize Raw did Mist. Damn, we got a true Gleam legend in chat, y'all. We've got Glisten, Glurm. Do is the JavaScript one too, isn't it? Or no, I'm thinking of Glenn. Okay, so got this nice little pattern here. And now we can say decode field, and it's going to take our din, and then it's going to take dynamic field, and we'll take is that what we want? Or do we just call dynamic decode dynamic URI din? And let's make sure we get the type on this right. What is it inferring right now? That's right. So we can probably get rid of the closure. Yeah. And then we can get rid of this state here. And we can change that to stir. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. Cool. Okay, so that, let's make sure, let's start our type annotation on here again, just to make sure. So this should be URI to decode error. Oh. Isn't that a, oh, no, that's right. We have to throw this into, we could just do this, right? Result.map. Well, that one makes sense. We don't need to invoke another function. This would just be unexpected format, and then we hop down to there and do that. It's because of this thing. Okay, so we should really instead do something like, maybe I was right for going down that path of doing this. Oh man, I gotta piss. I will be right back. I need to start some laundry too. I will be back in like 3 or 4 minutes, chat. That sounds terrible, Eileen. When we built our house, we had the laundry put upstairs, which is the same floor as our bedroom. Complete game changer. Okay, so where was I? I was still fighting my types on this thing here. Because this really needs to... That actually looks fine. Oh, no. Right, so this doesn't fix the problem. I was probably close before. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to say unexpected format, surround that John, do that, get rid of you, get rid of you, drop that. This is now not going to be our use syntax. This is just going to, let's do an underscore equals that. And we'll get rid of result dot try. This is going to return a result. Yep. And we'll do result at try. So what does this give us real quick? Thank you for the follow, Matt Programmer. Oh, I'm so used to a camel. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So that's returning... So I guess we do. I was just using the wrong function before. Incorrect arity. Expected 2 arguments, got 3. Where's the third argument? There's no third argument here. I know you're the third argument. You're always the third argument, just like you're always the third wheel, Nightshade. Right, I need the result. I'll try to unbox it. All right, great. Okay. I feel better about that. One of our friends has that, Chris. It's wild. It's like a literal like spaceship. You know what song I want to listen to after that last one? Take light. All right, so now we have all our fields. And we'll return early if we don't have any of them. And we're just going to create a new user. ID, login, user type, broadcaster type, description, profile image URL, offline image URL, view count, email, created at. Expected 11 arguments, got 10. What'd we miss? Display name. We missed display name. Does result not have a 2 option? Matt, my keyboard is a Keychron Q4 with glorious pandas and some really lightweight mods. Welcome home, Nightshade. So we can go to result from result, but does result not have the equivalent of to option? It does not. Look at that. We have a freaking user decoder. Kind of annoying, but it's almost less annoying than... It's not the worst. Oh, that's not right. What is it? I always forget this. It's command update today foobar. Is that how it works? There we go. Command update today building glitch a Twitch SDK for Gleam. Okay, so we got all that. Wait. Why does it want another function from me? Right. Where are we going wrong here, chat? Shouldn't all of these things return? They have to return the same error type, otherwise we'd be bailing out. It seems like that should be working because it just takes a string and a function that takes a dynamic. The right. Hmm. So maybe we just don't even need to use that JSON decode. And we can just say decoder stir. Because all of these functions return the decoder that's in here, which is an alias. It's an alias for this guy right here, which I could unbox the unexpected format and get that out, right? So technically we could do, if we wanted to use that, just to prove that I think that's right, it would be like, let x equals this. So that should be a result, right? Yeah. Okay. Can I not do that? Why can't I do that? Can I map this here? Right, I can't do that. Oh, what's the right way to map this error? I just want to map the error to what it needs to be. I'd have to wrap it again, which I don't really want to do. This is really annoying that this function doesn't take Oh wait, hold on. So it does want this. So hold on. Let's see. It's going to we almost need like another internal lambda that we use as a IIFE. This is getting gross. Oh, I guess we don't even need to. Yeah, we can just do that. And then we can say result dot. If I did like replace error here, this should actually work now, I think. If I just replaced it with nil. What is your deal? First try. It's functions the whole way down, chat. No big deal. So now instead of replace, we can just say map error. And we're just going to be like, can I do like list.of? Is that like a function I have? Or to list? Is that in here? No values? No, that won't work. I want error values. Is there errors? Unwrap errors. No. Of, from, of, at, any. No. Predicate. Drop each filter, find first, find fold, group, no, make. No. Whatever, I don't care. Fun, error, and then it'll just be error. No, what did I do wrong? Right. Hmm. I don't think I can just like re-export. Winnie, no. Is there just no way to do this? Because you would think it would be exported with this type. Tree sitter gave out. Hmm. So I'm wrapping the JSON package and re-exporting stuff. And I like have yeah. So it wants this type, or here, let me back up my shape. So all of these decoders here decode string field. decode URI field. These are like helper functions I wrote in this little JSON file or module. And I'm bringing in this Gleam JSON package. And it has these constructors or error types on this type here. And I'm aliasing it to that, but it doesn't re-export. I'm gonna go ask on the Gleam Discord. Custom type that has multiple constructors and marking it as public, comma, should the constructors of the aliased type be re-exported with the new alias. For example, comma, I am wrapping the Gleam /JSON. I'm wrapping Gleam JSON and adding a bunch of nice utility functions, but I also need to re-export the constructors of JSON.decodeError. However, I can't figure out how to do. Okay. It's not, it's on the roadmap, it's just not in yet. So we'll eventually be able to do this. Sorry, chat. I'm just talking to Gleam Discord. All right. Considering pub import A and import A, pub B, it seems that pub import AB implies you can import A from this module in some fashion. Pub import means that we have to permit a module. Pub import means that we have to permit module A module to be imported multiple times, or would the programmer be forced to pub import A as underscore? What if rather than this syntax, and trying to overload or extend what import does, we use something like let's just say this is module A, right? Let's just say this is, I don't know, foo.gleam. And we're going to have pub type foo 1, 2 foo, and we'll just say that's a string. And then in bar.gleam, we have, I don't know, let's just also add something else in here. Pub a second, or I don't know, print foo, right? Whatever. So here we would do like import project slash foo, and we could bring in like print foo, or we wouldn't even need to do that. I mean, we could do that to make the example explicit, print foo. And then we could do include foo type foo foo from project slash foo. And we can have like type bar. This will be pub type bar. So that's a string. You could do, I don't know. And then we'll just say baz.gleam. I want to make sure I have this right too. What if rather than this contestant, we introduced something like include type X, Y from module. That would work like an explicit version of OCaml's include keyword. What up, Mohib? All right, let me make sure that I have all my ducks in a line here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah. This would prevent the confusion of accidentally importing or importing a module multiple times or having to rename it via as. It would also have the benefit of explicitly of inheriting. It would also have the benefit of not having to deal with introducing the pub keyword to imports. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night and go feed the dogs and feed myself and probably take them for a walk because it's really nice out. Thank you everyone for hanging out. It's been really fun playing with Gleam. I will probably continue to play with this all week. So So it sounds like what we're gonna have to do is rather than directly exporting this error, we're gonna want to wrap and make our own error, which is fine. It's a pain in the ass, but it's fine. But yeah, so let's find somebody to raid. We got Cop going. Yeah, let's raid Cop. Yeah, I'm really, really liking Gleam. I'm really, really liking Gleam. I think if we got module inclusion, like, there's not much more that I would feel very strongly about getting added to the language at this point. All right, y'all. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Peace.